When you're on a small team, the worst nightmare of anyone on the team is losing a key member, and that has just now happened. Brandon has taken a new job, and I wish him well, but it is going to leave a critical gap here on Dustups. By far, Brandon's biggest contribution to the ranch is building the Beaver Dam Analogs. Those are clear water retention structures. He's left a permanent contribution on the ranch. Every time I go over there when it's raining and I look at those BDAs, I know who built them. That was Brandon. Brandon spent almost a full month building Beaver Dam Analogs. And while they're one of the smallest water retention structures on the ranch, they are also one of the most time-intensive. A common question I get about the BDAs is different ways to design them, and the short answer is that I'm not allowed to because NRCS is funding them. That NRCS funding is what covered Brandon's salary for that month. Some of those costs were making trips into town to buy the T-posts, but most of that work was driving the T-post, putting sand and rocks in the middle of everything, and of course, one of the reasons it takes so long is that he had to drive to the canyon to cut the boffs from the desert willow, put them in the truck, drag them as close as possible to the BDAs, and then weave them in together so that we built it according to the NRCS spec. I want to emphasize how not glamorous it is. It's a lot of lifting, it's a lot of carrying, it's a lot of driving T-posts, but in the end, those BDAs are worth it because they back up water. The water contains some of the seeds and the silt that buries those seeds to the perfect depth. Those BDAs are little pockets of our future desert forest. That's pretty easy.
Yep.
There you go. I've one down, 100 to go. Not quite, but
A lot of material sticking out this way to slow the fall of the water.
Here comes Brandon. We gotta interweave them all in here.
Since I'm usually by myself, it's nice to have some proof I actually do anything.
No, I mean, you did a good job with all those there.
I gotta improve my drag because I'm gonna feel that badly.
Oh, there's dust everywhere.
I ended up using more T-posts on them than we thought.
Then you'll for sure get all the money, we promise. Was this about average for the size?
That's yeah, it's about the mean.
Yeah, then we'll be fine.
There are a couple that are a lot bigger.
We're basically taking an average, so yeah, that's why I was like, is this about average? That's awesome.
I definitely think you went out, you know, far enough, because essentially, like, this is what I would probably call like the initial floodplain, and so you went out past that. So, yep.
yeah, we tried to overbuild rather than underbuild.
Right. Yep. I agree. I like it. We'll go 13 and a half on this one.
Yeah, I like the kind of this channel, the all these ideas, all the construction. All looks very, very good.
I know who hauled water from the water well over the past year. The water well that we use for the Dustups Ranch is 3 or 3.5 miles from where we actually use it. That involves driving on either, in the beginning it was the Tacoma with the utility trailer, filling up one tote and making that 6 to 7 mile round trip for every 275 gallons that we use. Later, as I got better equipment with the 4300, that trip became a little more efficient and required a little less equipment, but it's just a lot of driving back and forth and setting up irrigation equipment with the pumps and getting that all flowing onto the terraces where we were able to establish our little foothold last year on about 3,500 square feet. Normally this is one of those things that I'd want to have the plan figured out before I go, but we don't know what we're going to do. Let me get the farmer jack and let's just kind of see what happens. Watch it.
Push on that little loop.
Yeah.
And then slide it down as you
Cool.
put the jack down. And then it'll be towering in the air and eventually.
Yeah, and then it'll be super awkward, but that's a happy problem.
It'll be fun.
We're almost at the top. We got one more.
So I got to cut off this slack here so I have something to work with. Oh, that is not a lot. Sloppy. Sloppy, Brandon.
The extension cord.
I'll just tie a loop and get in there. Now it shouldn't fall.
Okay, ready?
Shouldn't.
Okay. I thought there we go.
This light is going to set my hat on fire, I think. We're losing focus, and this is pretty hazardous stuff for jacking.
Yes, I agree.
Push on it. Towards me. It was pinching the blade.
Okay.
That's why I wanted you to lift up on it. It was.
I couldn't lift it.
Yeah.
I wasn't in position to lift. Well, nobody got hurt.
Doesn't smell quite as bad, but it's pretty sticky.
It's 225 gallons of mystery water.
It's so beautiful and wet. If it wasn't for the smell, I would see if I can fit in that hole.
It really does smell like crayons. Dude, if it didn't smell so bad, I'd have you spray me.
If you didn't pay me, I already would have.
One of the projects that Daniel is leading is the change to an under-sink reverse osmosis filter, but that project is underway. The tool that's kept my water supply in progress is the Water Drop A1, today's sponsor. We get all our water from my neighbor Bill's well, and when we first pulled that water, it was barely usable. It had a strong pungent smell and was not safe to drink. At the time, I didn't even have a sink, and it never would have occurred to me to have a reverse osmosis filter. But when I tried Water Drops A1, that changed. It made the well water not just drinkable, but delicious. My particular problem from the water well that I use is iron and fluoride. This brings it down to ideal levels, makes absolutely pure water, and then sends it out fully mineralized to support my health. And it delivers both hot and cold water instantly. They have more than the A1 available. I am in the middle of upgrading to the X12 under sink reverse osmosis filter. Basically, there's a lot of options to support your living situation. The smart display is pretty cool too. It lets you monitor the water quality and the filter life in real time. And unlike traditional tank-based reverse osmosis systems, it's easy to install, it's simple to replace the filters, and it's maintenance-free. If we can do it out here, you can easily do it in your home. I'm not retiring the A1, that is coming home with me. Reverse osmosis water makes outstanding coffee, and I want that quality everywhere that I live and work. Water drop systems make sense for anyone that sees water as more than a utility. It's a daily investment in health, comfort, and convenience. Water Drop's a great way to upgrade your system, remove whatever plastics are in your water, and make clean drinking water a key part of your routine. So if you're ready to make a long-term investment in your health, Water Drop is an efficient and economic choice in the long run. Make sure you check out their Prime Day deals and link below. Thank you so much for supporting my sponsors like Water Drop. Without them, none of this is possible. Your serious consideration of Water Drop and my sponsors is the best way for you to support Dustups from your home. You're going to get outstanding water quality and support Dustups while you do it. Please click the link in the description. And now, back to the episode. Cactus plays a really important role on the Dustups ranch. It is our living cistern, whether we're building living fences out of it, planting the cactus near our future tree rows, or trying to find innovative ways to getting established. Cactus is a central part of the strategy, and it is mind-numbing repetition. You cut, you put hydrogel in the ground, you stick the cactus in, and you do it over and over and over and over again across hundreds and hundreds of yards, and we still have many more thousands of yards left to plant. But Brandon is by far the biggest reason that we were able to gain momentum, and that was just sheer tenacity. I tried cutting cactus myself and threw them everywhere, and that didn't work. And when Zhu came to the ranch and taught Brandon and I how he recommended planting cactus, and we improved. And then with the hydrogel experience and having Brandon plant even more cactus, our rates of success are getting faster and faster, and we're getting faster growth, and it's because Brandon put in the work. What's your preferred pad harvesting method? Are you using the Sawzall or are you using a machete?
Knife machete. And machete with the saw back works really good for getting one
if it's easy
in there.
Yeah.
It's very effective.
I got that bucket for the fruit if we want to bring it. That's probably more realistic. I don't think we need a 5-gallon bucket. We're not getting that much fruit. I want to see if I taste the difference like you do. That huge one laying off to the side looks like it's
They're almost all a little different.
ready and delicious. What's the verdict?
About the same.
Tart.
Yeah, it could be that I've just had my limit of tart for the day.
It tasted good to me.
It does taste good. Definitely doesn't taste bad, but closer to a raspberry than a peach, and some of them have been kind of peachy, like a peach strawberry.
Just driving all the glockids right in my thumb.
You've got a denser surface on your skin than that fluffy glove thumb. You should just use your bare thumb.
All right.
I haven't been using the compost toilet. It's just gross, so I've been digging cat holes. Planting cactus seeds.
Planting cactus seeds is what you're doing, Brandon.
See them come out. They're making. Sean Smash. Why don't you take a bite? That looks delicious. What's the Spanish word for whenever they eat those?
Oh, nopales? Brandon dug the geothermal tubes for cooling the kitchen. There are a lot of really valuable contributions that he made here on the ranch, and his work is gonna pay off for hopefully ever. His contribution came at a critical phase in the project where by establishing that cactus, that is by far our best nurse crop to get systems going, providing shade, wind breaks, and as time goes on, whether it's over years, decades, or really the ultra long run, his manual labor is what is kickstarting this system, which begs the ultimate question, the critical part of what am I going to do next? I'm not a full-time worker on this project. I have a family in Fort Worth. I drive 9 to 11 hours to get here, depending on what goes wrong. How am I going to keep this project moving forward without somebody as important as Brandon? That answer is Daniel. Daniel's been a part-time employee, and he's mostly been in the background because he does a lot of the background boring work that is really hard to tell a story that my viewers want to watch. Bulldozer maintenance, welding oil field pipe onto the dog houses so we can build our second story in the future. He fixes most of the trucks, the broken trailers. Daniel grew up on a farm. He is by far the most competent person involved with this project. So grateful to have somebody as capable and dedicated as Daniel. Daniel was doing this for free. What evolved over time is he was coming out to the project so often that I wanted to start paying for his gas. And then I was using him so much, I wanted to pay for his time. And now that Brandon has stepped away, it opens up a slot for Daniel to step in and become a full-time employee. Daniel just comes from this amazing background, Army Ranger, grew up on a farm. He welds, he was a mechanic, he's a trained nurse. Like Daniel is the perfect person to have around, whether it's running equipment, doing plant things that you do on a farm, or if you are in need of emergency medical care. Daniel has all of those angles covered. It's an enormous blessing to have him as part of the team. Over time, as the view counts grow and as viewers support the channel by either buying sponsor products or joining Team Dustups, where you get insider news and access to raw footage, like if you want to be the first person to know that it rained and get to see the rain, join Team Dustups. That support translates into building the team and making this project go faster and faster. So if you like what we're doing, check out the sponsor links, consider joining Team Dustups. And even though Brandon was a very valuable part of this team and we absolutely wish him the best, we're going to find a way to keep moving forward, keep the project going and making it bigger and better. And you can be a part of that. So thank you for your support. In next week's episode, I am really excited because the monsoon rains have arrived in West Texas, and this occurred after my usual 1-week trip. I made a special trek out here. It was very, very difficult to get to the ranch, but a fascinating story. I can't wait for you to watch it. That will be in next week's episode.